Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. I am Neha Paryani, and in this session we are going to discuss about MCQs on accounting principles. This is the part 3 of the MCQ series. We have already discussed 2 sets in which we have discussed 10 questions in each set. Now these are important for all types of competitive exams relating to commerce, business, finance, management, banking, and also certain professional courses. Okay, so let us start with the question which was the homework in the previous session. Okay, so the question is, which of the following states that the transaction is not recorded in the books of accounts unless it is measurable in terms of money? Okay, so most of you have given the correct answer, right? So the answer for this one is B, option B, money measurement concept. Okay, so this concept says that only the things which can be measured in terms of money should be recorded in the books of accounts. Okay, and any other things should not be recorded in the books of accounts. Like for example, so the loyalty, honesty, or hard work of an employee cannot be measured in terms of money, right? We cannot say that he is loyal up to rupees 10,000. We can't say like that. Okay, so those things, even though if they are very important for efficient running of business organization, still we can't record them into our books of accounts. Okay, only the things which can be measured should be recorded into the books of accounts. Okay, so the answer here is option B. Now let us start with today's questions. So the first one is, prudence convention states, okay, the options are assets to be reported at the highest possible value. No, this is wrong. Okay, profits to be reported at the highest possible values. Again, this is also not wrong, not correct. Okay, liabilities and expenses to be at the lowest possible values. So this is also wrong, right? Then we have all anticipated losses to be reported even before they occur. Now this one is correct. Okay, so try to understand here prudence convention, which is also known as convention of conservatism. It states that the business should be ready to face all the future losses. Okay, so they should anticipate what all the losses which we can face in the future, but they should never estimate the profits. They should never anticipate the profits. Okay, we can't think that in future I am going to earn at least 1,000 rupees profit, so according to that, now we cannot make any transactions. Okay, just by thinking that in future I'll get 1,000 rupees, so now I can't spend 1,000 rupees more. Okay, so we should not anticipate any of the profits, but we should be always ready to face the losses. Okay, so business should play the safe game here. Okay, so the option here is D. Okay, then second question is, the auditor noticed that the financial statement of ABC company were missing some footnotes important for users for decision making, right? This action of management is violation of. Okay, now try to understand here what is a footnote. So footnote is an information which is written below. Okay, suppose assume there is a table, suppose there is a balance sheet. Okay, so below that, below balance sheet, there are certain footnotes written. Okay, they are important to understand the balance sheet. Okay, they are important. Now here what they are telling, the auditor has noticed that these important footnotes are missing, which can help the investors in decision making process. Okay, so these footnotes were important, these are missing. Okay, so they are asking which of the convention or principle has been violated here, right? So the answer here is option D. Okay, full disclosure convention has been violated. So this convention says that all the information which is necessary for decision making process should be reported. Okay, so there has to be full disclosure of information which is important for decision making, right? So all of that should be disclosed. Here the footnotes are missing, that is why full information has not been disclosed. Clear? So the option is D. Then we have accrual accounting is based on this principle or guideline. Options are A, matching concept, B, cash convention, C, cost concept, or D, monetary unit concept. Okay, so here the accrual accounting is based on the matching concept. Okay, see, I'll give you an example. Suppose there's a salesman who is selling a pen. Okay, assume he's selling a pen for rupees 100, right, in the month of December. Okay, in the month of December he's selling the pen which costs rupees 100. Okay, then the customer is telling that I will pay you this 100 rupees in future. Currently I'm not able to pay, so I'll pay it in the future. So this is an credit transaction, right? So we record credit transaction because we follow accrual basis of accounting. Okay, now the shopkeeper will record the pen sold in the month of December itself. When he will prepare the books of accounts for the month of December, in the month of December he will record as pen sold. Okay, no matter he is receiving the money currently or not, but when the sales are made he is recording, right? That is accrual basis of accounting. Now it is based upon the matching concept. Why? Because matching concept says that the revenues and expenses of certain period should be matched. Okay, so when this pen is sold in the month of December, it should be, it means that the revenue has been earned in the month of December itself. Okay, so revenue should be recorded in the month of December, right? Not when the cash is actually received. Okay, next, which principle or guideline justifies a company violating an accounting principle because the amounts are immaterial? Okay, now this word immaterial is important. Okay, the word immaterial means the information which is not so important. Okay, so the information which is not so important, it means that which does not influence the decision making of the investors. Okay, so previously we saw one question relating to full disclosure, right? The footnotes which were important were missing. Okay, that was important information which was missing. Okay, here they are asking if there is any information which is immaterial or which is not so important, it can be violated or not. Okay, if it can be violated, then it is according to which principle, right? Yes, the information which is not so important can be violated according to materiality concept or materiality convention. Okay, so this convention says that only the information which is material in nature, that should be disclosed in the books of accounts. Okay, now what is material information then? Okay, the information which influence the decision making of the investors. Okay, so I'll give you an example, right? So if you have seen my previous videos on MCQs, there was a question, right? In that question it was told that a very large business organization is rounding off its amount. Okay, now assume the profits of our business organization were 999 rupees. Okay, instead of writing this odd figure as profits, I'm showing that the profits made by my business organization are 1000 rupees. Okay, now what is the difference here? Difference is 1 rupee. Okay, now tell me, 1 rupee, is it very important? Like, it can influence the decision making of investors for a very large business organization? No, right? So this is the smallest unit of amount. Okay, this can be rounded off, right? Now in case I am doing, like, my business has earned 599 rupees of profits, but for rounding it off I am showing it as 1000 rupees. Now this is wrong. Okay, I cannot do this. So there is almost difference of 401 rupees. Okay, this is the huge amount. This can influence the decision making of the investors. If I do this, if I do it like, if I show 400 rupees more as profit for rounding it off, then this is wrong. Okay, but this can be done. 1 rupees rounding it off is okay. It is not so material information, or it is immaterial information. Okay, this can be done according to materiality convention, right? Then next question is the huge one. The creative chief executive officer of a corporation who is personally responsible for numerous inventions and innovations is not reported as an asset on the corporation's balance sheet. The accounting principle or guideline that prevents the corporation for reporting this person as an asset is, options are A, accrual concept, B, cost concept, C, consistency convention, D, monetary unit or money measurement concept. Okay, first of all, try to understand this question. Okay, so they are talking about a CEO here, Chief Executive Officer. Okay, so now this he is a person, right? He's not anything. Okay, he's not a non-living thing, he's a person. Okay, so they are telling that he is responsible for numerous inventions and innovations. It means that this person is very important for our business organization, right? He does the major tasks in our business organization. Okay, even though we are not recording him as asset in our balance sheet. Okay, we cannot do that, right? So according to which principle we cannot do that? So while explaining you the homework question for today, I have explained you, right? We cannot do this because of money measurement concept. Now tell me one thing, can we estimate the value of a person in terms of money? Okay, CEO is a person, right? It's clearly given. So which accounting principle or guideline prevents the corporation from reporting this person as an asset? So he's a person. Can we determine his value in terms of money? Can we determine how much hardworking he is, how much loyal he is? No, right? So we cannot determine the person in terms of money. So we will not record him as the asset in the balance sheet. Okay, so this is due to money measurement concept. Okay, only the things which can be measured in terms of money should be recorded, right? Then the revenue is not recognized until it is earned and realized, or at least realizable. To which accounting principle this statement belongs? So the options are A, legal evidence concept, B, cash concept, C, revenue recognition concept, or D, materiality convention. Okay, so the answer here is C, revenue recognition concept. Okay, this concept says that, so as I given you the example of sale of pen, right? So whenever the pen is sold, okay, no matter I've received the cash currently or not, but I will treat it as I have earned the revenue. Okay, because I have made sales, I have earned the revenue. Okay, so this is according to revenue recognition concept, right? Then we have accounting equation, that is assets is equal to liabilities plus capital, is given by which concept? Okay, so we all know that this is the accounting equation, right? Assets must be equal to liabilities plus capital. Now they are asking which concept has given this, right? The options are A, depreciation convention, B, legal entity concept, C, dual aspect concept, or D, accounting standards. Okay, so the answer here is dual aspect concept. Okay, so if you know this concept says that we follow double entry system of accounting, right? Double entry system of accounting. So here what happens, for every transaction there are two sides, right? Debit side and credit side. Okay, it means here if one transaction is going to occur, so there is not only single party who is going to be benefited. When there are two parties in a transaction, both the parties should be should be benefited. Okay, suppose I'm selling a pen, right? Suppose I'm selling a pen, right? So the person who is purchasing the pen from me, he is benefited by the pen. Okay, first person is benefited by the pen, and in return I'm getting certain amount for selling this pen. So I am benefited by money, okay, or cash or revenue, whatever, right? So both the parties here are being benefited. So for each and every transaction there are two aspects. Okay, that is why assets of the business should be equal to liabilities plus capital. So this equation is given by dual aspect concept. Okay, then a company borrowed rupees 1 lakh in December and will make its payment for interest when the note comes due 6 months later. Okay, the total interest for 6 months will be rupees 3,600. Right, on the December income statement, the accountant reported interest expense of rupees 600. This action was a result of which accounting principle? Okay, again, this is a huge question. First, let's try to understand this. Okay, so one company has borrowed 1 lakh rupees from someone. Okay, so when this money will be paid? After 6 months. Right, so along with paying the money 1 lakh rupees, that is principal amount, they also have to pay interest. Right, so they also have to pay interest. So the total interest for 6 months on 1 lakh rupees will be rupees 3,600. Okay, now they are telling that this 3,600 rupees they will pay along with the principal amount itself. Okay, it means they will not pay every month. Once and for all, in total they will pay 1 lakh 3,600 rupees. Okay, once and for all they'll pay. They'll not pay rupees 600 in each month. But while preparing the income statement for the month of December, the accountant is mentioning 600 rupees as the expense here. Okay, so according to which principle we should be doing that? Okay, the answer here is matching concept. Okay, so as I told you, the revenues of the period should be matched with the expenses of that period. Now we have expense of rupees 600 for every month, right, up to next 6 months. No matter when we are making this payment, we are making the payment once and for all after 6 months. But for this month we have 600 rupees expense, right? We are not just paying it. Okay, so this should be recorded in that month itself, in December itself. Okay, so from December up to next 6 months, in every month 600 rupees will be recorded, no matter we have paid the money or not. Okay, then capital is treated as a liability to the business is due to which concept? Okay, now this one is very easy. We have discussed this so many times, right? So first tell me, capital is equal to liability. Capital is liability for business or not? Capital is liability for business or not? Yes, it is the liability. Okay, even sometimes we can say that revenue is also the liability. Okay, so we have discussed the modern rules of accounting, right? So do you remember the rules for liabilities and capital and revenue? For all these three things, the rules were same. Okay, I hope you remember, right? So why is it so? Why capital is treated as liability? See, the owner has invested the amount into the business, right? So business can use that money. Okay, but what happens? The amount which is invested by the owner, that is not business money, that is the money of the owner. Okay, until the business is existing, business can use that money and can create profit out of it. Okay, but it is not the business money, that is the money of owner. Okay, and owner and business, both the entities are separate. They both have separate legal entity, distinct entity. Okay, this is stated by separate entity concept, right? So whenever the business is going to shut down, the capital which is invested by the owner should be given back to the owner. Okay, business will not keep it with itself, right? Owner and business are separate. Okay, so in the same case, profits also, business may earn the profits, but who will take that profits? Owner, right? Owner will take away those profits. Okay, that is why revenue and capital are also treated similar to liabilities. Clear? Then a retailer wishes to report its merchandise inventory on its balance sheet as its retail value. This would violate which accounting principle? Okay, so this is the 10th question for today, and this one will be your homework. Okay, I'll read out the question once again for you. A retailer wishes to report its merchandise inventory on its balance sheet as its retail value. Okay, this would violate which accounting principle? Okay, so this one will be your homework. Okay, I'll read out the question once again for you. A retailer wishes to report its merchandise inventory on its balance sheet as its retail value. Okay, this would violate which accounting principle? Okay, this would violate which accounting principle? right? So options are A, stable money value convention, B, conservatism convention, C, cash concept, or D, cost concept. Okay, so this one is your homework. You have to let me know its answer in the comment section below. Okay, I will tell you the answer in the next video. Okay, so keep watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel, and you can also comment me on which other topics you want MCQs. Okay, so please do let me know. Thanks for watching.